By 2012, Carmaine's focus had shifted from making music to calculating his mother's net worth. He knew exactly how much money Yolanda had in her checking account, her savings account, and her retirement fund. What started as casual awareness of his mother's finances became an unhealthy obsession with accessing those funds. $70,000. That was the magic number that consumed his thoughts. To Carmaine, this wasn't his mother's life savings earned through decades of hard work. This was his inheritance, money that rightfully belonged to him, being selfishly withheld by a woman who was already giving him everything she could afford. He began pressuring Yolanda for larger sums of money, claiming he needed substantial investments to launch his rap career properly. When she explained that she couldn't access her retirement funds without penalties, or that her savings were meant for emergencies, Carmaine became increasingly frustrated and resentful. The twisted logic in his mind grew stronger each day. Why should he wait for his mother to die naturally to inherit what he believed was rightfully his? Why should he continue living modestly when there was enough money sitting in those accounts to fund the lavish lifestyle he craved immediately? Carmaine started researching inheritance laws, life insurance policies, and bank account access procedures. What began as idle curiosity evolved into detailed planning. He wasn't just dreaming about having that money anymore. He was actively strategizing how to get it as quickly as possible, regardless of the consequences. The transformation from greedy son to cold-blooded killer didn't happen overnight. But when it did, Carmaine embraced it with terrifying calculation. Somewhere in his twisted mind, he had convinced himself that his mother's death would solve all his problems. No more begging for money. No more waiting for handouts. No more limitations on his spending. He began researching how to make a murder look like a robbery gone wrong. Carmaine studied crime shows, read online forums, and learned about police investigation techniques. He wasn't just fantasizing anymore. He was planning with the methodical precision of someone who had already crossed every moral boundary. The most chilling aspect of his plan was how easily he justified it to himself. In his warped perspective, Yolanda had lived her life and accomplished what she was meant to accomplish, raising him. Now it was his turn to live, and her money would finally serve its true purpose, funding his rise to stardom. Finding someone willing to commit murder for money proved easier than Carmaine had expected. Eugene Spencer, a man desperate for cash and lacking moral constraints, agreed to kill Yolanda Holmes for a fraction of what Carmaine stood to inherit. The deal was struck with the casual indifference of a business transaction. Can you imagine being so consumed by greed that you'd kill the person who loved you most?